language has lost its currency. Language has stopped communicating. Why? You might be wondering, what am I saying? In contemporary era, language is not able to communicate. Language has lost its power to communicate. Why? Because of the overuse. Because of the fact that we are too accustomed to the language. Still true emotions only when we reach the stage of our infancy. A reader is moved by reading a particular work, and even though the reader may not be liking to be transported, still he is transported. A reader is moved by reading a particular work, and even though the reader may not be liking to be transported, still he is transported. We have been listening to the word sublimity for a long period of time, particularly in the context of Milton. We teach students that Milton's Paradise Lost is sublime. Sublimity is the essential feature of Paradise Lost. But what this sublimity is? Sublimity we have been approaching as something lofty, profound, or something that is morally elevating. To understand the proper connotation or proper meaning, I am not going into the difference between denotation and connotation. That would be discussed in some other class, some other day. What is the meaning of sublime? To understand its proper meaning, we must enter into the words of Longinus on the Sublime. Prior to Longinus, delight, instruction, and we also add persuasion. These three were the main functions of literature. But as we move towards Longinus, Longinus has added sublimity to it. Sublimity is a sort of transport. A sublime poet transports the reader out of himself to other point of view. In this transportation, the consent of the reader is not required. Rather, author puts the reader to his own point of view without the consent of the reader. In other three approaches, instruction, delight, and persuasion, readers' consent is required. But when a reader is transported, that transport is without the will. That is, a reader is moved by reading a particular work, and even though the reader may not be liking to be transported, still he is transported. And every writing cannot be transported. There are 5 sources of transportation. Now, somebody may ask, what is the assurance that that transportation would be socially viable, morally feasible, ethically upgrading? What's the assurance that some evil person would not transport? Longinus has given a response to it in one of his 5 sources of the sublime. that I would talk about few minutes later. The 5 sources of sublime are grandeur of thought, capacity for strong emotions, use of figures, nobility of diction, and harmonious composition, dignity of composition. What is grandeur of thought? Grandeur of thought is that that the author should have grand thoughts, and out of these 5, the first two according to Longinus, grandeur of thought and capacity for strong emotions are innate. That is, they are inborn. Though the first one, grandeur of thought, Longinus also says is that it can also be acquired. Acquired by reading the works of the previous sublime poets like Homer. And this grandeur of thought is acquired only by being in connection with the previous sublime poets. So, previous morally sublime poets. So, the answer to the first query that even an evil person can transport the other person. No, that would not happen. The power of transportation would come only to those, as per Longinus. The power of transportation would come only to those who have gone through the works of the classics. The second source of the sublime. Sublime is something profound, lofty, and something that lifts us. To use that singer's words, lift kara de. Who's that singer? The fat one who has lost a lot of weight. A sublime poet lift kara deta. And how is it possible? First, I have discussed that is through grandeur of thought. Second one is that poet must have the capacity for strong emotions. What is the capacity for strong emotions? The capacity for strong emotions is that the poet must have the true emotions at the right place. In this world, very few of us are having the true emotions. Our emotions are suppressed. There is a lot of dust of civilization on our true emotions, and those particles of dust that have gathered round our emotions need to be scrubbed out. And we can have true emotions only when we reach the stage of our infancy, and that's almost an impossibility. That's why sublime literature is also very rare. True emotion. What is true emotion? It's very difficult to understand our true emotions, because there is multiple layers of dust around our true emotions. We are unable to understand even our true emotions. And if somebody is having true emotions at the right place, that person will have the rush of words in some sort of a mad enthusiasm. His words would flow out in a sort of stream. The poets and lovers are almost mad. A poet is mad for his emotions. The hours can be spent speaking on these aspects. The third one is third source of sublime is the use of figures. Figures, that is, in your younger classes you must have read about figures of speech. What is the use of figures in poetry, in language? You see, language has lost its currency. Language has stopped communicating. Why? You might be wondering, what am I saying? In contemporary era, language is not able to communicate. Language has lost its power to communicate. Why? Because of the overuse. Because of the fact that we are too accustomed to the language. Still, it's a slightly difficult proposition. You see, the language we are using in our daily routine, that is not creating any sort of buzz. That's not creating any sort of sensation in us. We don't find any sort of response. In the morning, hundreds of WhatsApp messages regarding good morning, good day. These are received, but nobody pays attention to them because we are too used to them. If something is too close to us, we don't recognize it. If we are too familiar with something, we don't recognize that particular thing. So, to be familiar with something, to feel something, it's necessary that we should be unfamiliar with it. In a way, you might say that we have forgotten the thingness of the things. We have forgotten the stoniness of the stone. We have forgotten what stone is. Why? Because of the overuse. Because of the habit, we are out of touch with the words. When you get the walls of your home whitewashed, for 2 or 3 days those walls appear new, but gradually they lose all charm. Why do the walls lose charm? Because of the habit. Habit makes an object boring. Similar is the case with language. Language has lost its currency. Ordinary language has lost its currency. It needs to be made unfamiliar. It needs to be made strange, bizarre, or something abnormal, queer. Russian structuralist critic Roman Jakobson has held the opinion that poetry is a sort of organized violence on the ordinary structures of language. What is that? Whatever I have just told you, that ordinary language, the language of the road, that doesn't create any buzz. It needs to be sidelined. It needs to be modified. Lang would not do. We need to be in the world of parole, and for that figures create some sort of novelty. Figures create a sense of surprise. So figures are not something that you call accessories. They are not redundant. They are very much the part of what you say a literary device. These figures, and then one more important thing. If a particular writing is using plain style, plain language, and in between you also have these figures, that writing would appear to be incongruous. Figures should be used along with ornamental language, along with pompous language. Otherwise, they would appear incongruous, because figures should always be in some sort of disguise. Suppose you go to your office, you wear khadi or cotton, and you adorn yourself with some jewelry item. That would appear to be extremely incongruous. Similar is the case with sublime writing. If you are using figures, those figures should go with elevated language, elevated style. And if that style is plain, it would not go. And Longinus has given certain figures. I am getting tired. Those figures which he has mentioned are Asyndeton, Hyperbaton, and Periphrasis. Asyndeton. What is Asyndeton? In Asyndeton, certain conjunctions or pronouns and even articles are missed, are omitted to create a sense of what you call speed. Second point, I had told you that the source of sublime is the capacity for strong emotions. When you have the capacity for strong emotions, you have a sort of speed. Speed in your language, and you have a sort of compactness, compression in your language. The words come out of your heart in a gush of stream without following the conventional syntactical structures of language. Certain conjunctions are missing. For example, I am reading an example. Now where is the revenue which is to do all these mighty things? Just pay attention to it. 5, 6 repealed, abandoned, sung, gone, lost forever. Here some conjunctions are missing, but they are these omissions are required. Why are these omissions required? To present a sort of compactness, to present a sort of speed. Then periphrasis. Periphrasis is the roundabout way of saying something. For example, she has blocked nose. This is a simple sentence. And if somebody says her olfactory system is suffering from temporary inconvenience. This is the language used by the officials, lawyers, advocates, even certain software engineers. They when you discuss with them, in place of talking in a simple manner, they indulge in roundabouts. They indulge in technical jargons. It is also known as Parseltongue. Officialese. How tough the language of a lawyer is. They don't indulge. They don't talk in a smooth manner. Then there is one more important figure, that is Hyperbaton. In Hyperbaton, natural order of words is inversed. Then fourth source of sublime is nobility of diction. That is, words should be selected carefully, and these words should be lofty. And poet should extensively use metaphor and hyperbole. Now a question may arise. You may be wondering what a metaphor is. A metaphor, when every I.A. Richards, for example, I.A. Richards had pointed out that there are two uses of language: poetic and scientific language. Poetic language is a pseudo language, false language, metaphorical language. He is a tiger. He's a tiger. Ramesh is a tiger. Ramesh is actually not a tiger. Ramesh is actually not a tiger. But we assume him to be a tiger. That way, that language is false. And what is the language of science? The language of science is factual. It consists of facts, truth. It denotes something. Whereas the language of poetry is pseudo. But later on, the Derrida had held that all languages are literary. That is, all languages are metaphorical. All languages are ambiguous. All languages have more than one meaning. No language can communicate the complete truth. The fifth function, the fifth source of the sublime is what we call the dignity of composition. The dignity of composition is some sort of harmony. Harmony amongst all the previous four sources of the sublime. That is, what is organic whole? Our bodies are organic. Suppose I have pain in my left foot. Is this pain just in the left foot? The whole body would suffer because the body has got some sort of organic unity. Similarly, all these four previously pointed out four sources of the sublime must be united in an architectural way. So I have talked somewhat on the sublime. Hope you have liked it. Thanks for watching.